guys, it is the end of May here in 9A, North Florida, and we're doing a little bit of tomato harvesting. Super hot, super dry, no rain. The bugs, worms have found our tomatoes and they are jumping all over us. This is about where we're pulling them off. You can see in the bag here. And just pull a couple out. That's a Berkeley tie-dye. That is a Bella Rosa. And I forget what that one is. You remember what that one is, babe?
Mm-mm.
I forget the name of that one. That's a Cherokee Carbon. These are a little bit more ripe Cherokee Carbons. Purple Boy. Other Purple Boy. All right, so we got some cherry tomatoes. These are Sun Sugars. And there are a bunch of these little boogers. I gotta go deep for this one. I mean, they're pretty little tomatoes.
They are.
They're nice and bright and orange. You can see there's no shortage of them coming.
Our peaches are fully ripe, so we're going to go ahead and harvest all of them right now. And here's everything we harvested today. So cucumbers, and these are the tomatoes we harvested together, and they're blushing out nicely. We'll let them fully ripen in the house so we don't have to worry about anything getting them. And here's all the peaches. The cherry tomatoes. And look at these blackberries. We definitely are doing good with blackberries. We're going to harvest our first watermelon of the season. I'm hoping that it's ready. It looks perfect.
All right, y'all, it's time to get rid of these tomatoes, get them out of here, and burn them. I like to get rid of my tomatoes by burning them, get rid of all the disease, all the pests that may be on them, all the eggs that may be laid on them. I do not compost tomatoes. I don't cut them off at the soil line. I don't leave the root system in. I don't do any of that. I take them out completely, dispose of them in the fire pile, and get rid of them that way. Save the bamboo and the tie wraps for next year. We're going to go ahead and pull off the tomatoes as we go, the ones that we're going to save. And off to the bucket they go. This is why we're getting rid of them. All right, so that's the first one. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of them and we'll show you what it looks like when we're done. All right, we're halfway done. Gonna take the first load over to the fire pile and come back and do the second load. All right, we got the bed all cleared out and bucket's all full. And that's what we got left. Maybe 25, 30 tomatoes off of what was remaining. And that was it, folks.
We actually have quite a few of these tomatoes. We're gonna just go ahead and put these in a box and let them ripen. They will ripen, but then hopefully we can turn this into canned tomatoes or salsa.
Today is pepper harvesting day for our salsa that we will be canning. This isn't going to be the only harvest, obviously, of these peppers because they will continue to give us some peppers throughout the rest of the summer, hopefully, if the heat and the bugs don't kill them. So yeah, we're going to do a big chunk of these peppers here, and we're going to go to the back of the garden, and we're going to do some of the more spicy peppers, and we're going to show you what we get. Okay, so these peppers here are Hossinator peppers. I don't know the exact variety of pepper, but they are called Hossinators, and it is a type of a bell pepper. And I'm going to show you one here. So these are the peppers that we have been getting here for a week or two, and they are just absolutely, I mean, they're spectacular. So my wife and I have been gardening here on this property since, I don't know, late 90s. And we have grown peppers throughout that whole entire time span. And these by far are the absolute best bell peppers we have ever grown. The disease package that these peppers have are next to none. We've never seen anything like it. The uniformity, the size that it gives us, the quantity it gives us, uh, everything is great about these bell peppers. And I doubt we are going to try another bell pepper variety unless we're just playing around and want to try something different. But this will always be a staple in our garden in 9A North Florida for now on. So if you have not tried this pepper, please give it a try. We're not sponsored. You know, we like to say that, you know, we're not giving anything. We like to say how we feel about, you know, the things we try. And this is by far a impressive winner so far. All right, so let's just go ahead and get some of these. We're going to leave the smaller ones. I don't know if you can zoom in here. You'll see there are a lot of small and medium-sized ones, and we're not going to pull those off. We're just going to pull the big ones off for today because that's what we're going to be working with. There's no reason to pull off, you know, the medium-sized ones when they still have some room to grow. So we're just going to go around these plants here and pull off the ones that we think that we're going to be able to use right away. And like I said, they all look like this. There are no duds that we have found. We actually may have enough to do a second batch later on. You can see what I'm talking about, that you know, I'm not picking and choosing and I'm not pulling off the prime ones. They all look like this, guys. They're absolutely perfect. And let me remind you, we are in the South going into the summer where bugs are not kind to us gardeners, and there is nothing that has touched these things yet. And we don't really use a regimen of bug spray or, you know, pesticides or anything like that. We use some spinosad from time to time. That's about it. And these things are great. Some really big ones on this side. Okay, so the next one is Durango pepper. And these are a little bit spicy for me. I'm not into super hot things, but I do like, a little bit of flavor. I believe in the Scoville range, these are 2,500 to 5,000. And in comparison to a pepper that most everybody knows, a jalapeno, I think a jalapeno is 2,500 to 8,000. So it's right in there within a mild to medium range of a jalapeno. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and cut a few of these off and get them ready. And one of my favorites this year, especially for stuffing, stuff with rice and some hamburger or turkey, it's really good. These are Aruba Cubans, and we're just gonna throw a couple of these in with a salsa just for a different flavor. But the flavor profile, these are really nice and sweet and they're good. So we're just gonna do one more of these. Excuse me. And this should do it for that. And for the last pepper we're going to pull off today, these are roulettes. And again, we've grown these before and we like them. These have a little bit of a sweet citrusy, citrusy type flavor. And they do get red at full ripe stage. We're not going to wait that long because I've eaten them at this green stage before. And they taste good, no problem. So we're only going to pick a handful. For the batch of salsa we're making today, it only calls for 2 cups, you said? Yeah, 2 cups of peppers. And as you could already tell by the way we're picking, we're going to exceed that limit by far. So we don't really need a whole lot of peppers to complete our haul today for our salsa. So we're just going to pick one more of these little fellows and we're going to be done. All right. That's it. 4 peppers and cut up really nice and fine. Should be good enough. All right, so these are probably not going to go into the salsa. Like I said, I don't really like super spicy stuff. These are Hildagos, and the Scoville range on these are 6,000 to 17,000. So yeah, that's probably going to be beyond my tolerance level. But I am going to try one. Obviously before we put it in the salsa, I don't want to ruin the salsa, so we're just going to take one of these little guys in and I'll try it before we add it. And if I like it, maybe we'll add it to a jar or two, but they're really pretty.
Here's all of the peppers that we harvested today. There are way more than 2 cups worth of peppers. So what we do with these is we will go ahead and dice them and then freeze them on a single layer and put them in freezer bags in the freezer, and it makes it super simple when we're making anything that calls for diced peppers to go ahead and take out and just throw into the pot. That is going to wrap up this video today. Thank you for following along with us over 3 days of harvesting out of our spring garden. As the garden winds down, we will be in food preservation mode. For us, that means freezing and canning. So hopefully you all have a wonderful rest of your week, and we'll see you next time.